energize our world. Right, today I finally found some time before breakfast to show you my green smoothie that I have every morning for breakfast, that I keep coming back to, that I just added to a little international cookbook. And it's just, I tried out so many different breakfasts, but I just keep coming back to it. There are several reasons why. First of all, it's quick because it's a green smoothie. Second of all, it gives me a boost of energy. Like the ingredients that I'm going to show you, they go directly into your blood and they go to your cells and they nourish your cells on a deep level. So you can feel that in your body, or I can feel it anyway. And thirdly, it sits very light in my stomach. It's not heavy to digest or anything like that. So let's have a look what this is. Sorry, I have to bend down. If I stand up, then my head is chopped off. It's a very simple system I have here for filming. It's just me and the cell phone. Okay, so I start and I just make one portion of a green smoothie, and I like to make it thick. My apologies, one of the dogs wants to go outside. Okay, you can go outside. There you go. Here I am, back. This is real life. Okay, so what I do, I take 2 cups of 2 cups of spinach, collard greens, kale, silverbeet, any of the leafy greens. If you can add some cruciferous vegetables, which is the kale, or some what is it called, broccoli sprouts, or broccoli even. I don't know, you have to see if you like the taste. I like kale a lot. They have a very special function in the body. They're anti-cancerous and have just such a high profile of phytonutrients and antioxidants. So you want that. You want lots that repairs your cell, helps the cells if they get damaged, and they do with our daily living, to get them repaired. It's like giving them the best tools you can find in the hardware store. That's kale. And I have a garden with lots of leafy greens, so I'm lucky. So here are my different kales. I think there's some Russian kale, there is some dinosaur kale, just whatever I could find. And if they're old leaves with very thick stems, like that, I do pull the leafy part off it and put it aside in the compost. So let's do this, just pop them in. It doesn't take long at all. Strip the kale. There you go, in it goes. And sometimes the kale, the stem is soft, so it breaks off, so that can go in as well. And then I have silverbeet. We call it silverbeet in New Zealand. I think in America they call it Swiss chard. So I just chopped off the white part because that's too fibrous for a smoothie. And then you can see the top here is also a bit too, so I just take a little bit off the top, about that much. And the rest can go in there. So I think that should be about 2 cups. It looks like a massive amount of greens, but it blends down to nothing. You know, like when you boil spinach, it goes down to nothing. It's the same with this. When you blend it, it just goes down to nothing. It looks like a whole blender full of green. It's not. It's very deceiving. There. Okay, see? It looks like you got a blender full of kale and silverbeet. It's not. If you press it down, there you go. All the air comes out. It's just 2 cups. There. So that's what you want. You want it pressed down, not loose leaf. So that, very easy. 1 cup of frozen mango. Oops, that's just my favorite way of adding a little bit of sweetness. Then 1 banana. This is a medium one. I just don't bother. If it's a big one, it's a big one. It's a bit sweeter. And if it's a small one, it's a small one. That's just how the cookie crumbles, how we say here in New Zealand. And yeah, that's it. Then so these are sort of the sweeteners. They make the smoothie nice. If you just had the green kale and or spinach or stuff, it probably wouldn't be very nice to ingest. But you could possibly train yourself to like it. It's slightly bitter. Then come other ingredients which add more power to this wonderful green smoothie. For example, the flax seeds or the chia seeds. They are a high source of omega-3s. So I have a powerful blender so I can chuck them straight in like this. 1 tablespoon I put in. And next comes something I just read so much research about it and found that it's worth putting it in. It's the highest content of antioxidants in any food, and it's the Amla berry or the Indian gooseberry, and you can buy it as powder. I just order it online, and you only need a little teaspoon of it, and it's like a powerhouse of antioxidants. So I like to add as much antioxidants and phytochemicals and nutrients into my food, or consume with my whole food as possible. So this is just a little hack that I believe is great. I have no research to prove it that it makes an actual difference in this amount, but I think there is actually research out there. Go to Nutrition Facts and search for Amla powder, and Dr. Greger will definitely have a video on this where you can see the references. Then I love spices and herbs. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't see. Hang on, I can just turn it around a little bit. Here is my herb rack with herbs and spices. I just love it. And I watched a series on Chef AJ about the wonderful benefits of spices. They have very high, we don't usually eat like a lot of nutmeg or a lot of ginger, so we always eat it in small quantities, but they have, in comparison to other foods, very high levels of antioxidants and wonderful nutrients. So I make myself a mix called pumpkin pie spice, and what it is, and I have a video on this, it's 3 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ginger, if you wanted to write it down, 1.5 teaspoons of allspice, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of clove, and that makes a wonderful brown mixture of all these fragrant spices. And I'm going to put 1 teaspoon into my smoothie again for additional power to get attack my free radicals. Free radicals are produced in our body by in many ways. When we digest food, free radicals are created. When we breathe in bad air, bad air quality, free radicals are created. Toxins can come from cleaning products, all sorts. We live in a world where our body has to deal with a lot, and if you can support it with things that a green smoothie for breakfast, why not? Now there are 2 ways of adding a little bit more protein the way I like it. Everyone does it differently, but I like to add a little bit of protein because I'm heading towards my 70s, and research shows that it is beneficial when you're getting older because you're not absorbing things quite as well anymore and metabolizing it quite as efficiently anymore. So it's not like you need more proteins just because of your age. It's because you're not absorbing whatever you eat. You're not absorbing as much anymore. So I have just recently paid a little bit more attention to upping my proteins. So for the first time in my life, I bought a jar, and I loved it because it was a beautiful glass jar at Binin. Actually, it was in that's a whole no package store in New Zealand, and I bought this one. I'm not sponsored by them at all. They're called Nothing Naughty, but all it is pea protein, and it's this one here has no flavor, nothing. It's just pea protein isolate. So I add 1 scoop to my smoothie. Before I did that, what I used, and I will also go back to it once this jar is finished. I will do something else a little bit again for a while. I like switching things. I used to just cook whole soybeans and have half a cup mixed, not blended in, but eaten with my, added in my smoothie bowl as protein. It's actually really lovely. You should try it sometimes. But for now, for today, I'm just adding 1 scoop of this protein. It makes it a little bit sort of grainy, maybe. Like you can taste it in it. It makes it also a little bit thicker and a little bit more creamy. But it's just easy. There is my protein from peas. Peas are a very sustainable food source. Peas use very little water. They add nutrients to the soil and are a great crop to grow. So I always like to support pea farmers. And last but not least, if you want to up the protein again, add a cup of soy milk. I just got water here because I got the pea protein here, so it should be good. Add the water, and that's it. Put the lid on and blend it. I blend it for, I think, 1 cycle on my button is 50 seconds, and I blend it twice, 50 seconds. I think in smaller blenders you might have to go 2-3 minutes. Just try it out, and if it's still lumpy or has little green things floating around, just do it a little bit more. Adding the frozen, either you can also add, of course, berries or other frozen fruits. It's the fruits are not the important part. The green is the important part. Fruits are just to make it taste nice. And they also, because I like them to be frozen, because when you blend the smoothie on such high speed, it warms up. But if you have the frozen fruits in it, it keeps it at a cooler temperature, so you're hopefully not disintegrating some of the vitamins, mostly vitamins, the heat sensitive vitamins. So okay, so the reason I use frozen mango, is because I like the smoothie to stay green. I like the bright color to look at green. When you add berries, let's say you want to add blueberries, it will turn brown, because blue and green makes brown. And if you don't mind that, go for it. If you put it in a jar and drink it, then it doesn't matter because you can't even see it. But I like something visually pleasing, and so I use mango, banana, and leafy greens. Just a bit of background. Okay, you don't need to hear the loud blending, so I will switch the video off and get back to you once it's dished up. Here we are. I finished the blending, and here is our very green thick smoothie. You can see it's very thick. That's how I like it, but if you like it thinner and drinking it, go for it. I like to eat it. But no, you know how you develop certain preferences, and the main thing is you get those greens into you. That's the whole exercise. The point of this exercise or this food is to add the leafy greens into your daily food. Start breakfast already with leafy greens. It's a good thing. And I like to add one a complete fat. So complete fats are nuts and seeds. Now if you're on a weight loss program and try to lose weight, this is you probably want to go very careful with nuts. You don't want to eat too many nuts because they're quite high in calories. Seeds are usually a little bit better, like pumpkin seeds, but you would use maybe 2 tablespoons maximum. Not that I need to, because I'm a blimmin' skinny person, as you can see, and I always have to make sure that I don't lose too much weight because I'm so active. So I'm different, we are all different, so we just got to remember. And once we know what's inside the food, sort of the fat contents of food, the protein contents of food, then it's very easy to make the right choices. So seeds and nuts are high in fat, so go easy on them if you want to lose weight, and enjoy them if you want to gain weight. So again, about 2 tablespoons would be like a little handful like this. Just sprinkle it on here. It looks nice and pretty. And sometimes I put a few raisins in for a burst of sweetness, but I've just run out. But here I have, and I think I won't buy it anymore. It's cacao nibs, because I'm a little bit on I'm on a challenge. I decided for the next 2 weeks, actually I'm already 1 week in now, for the last week and the week coming, I'm going to live on 500 New Zealand dollars only. That's including petrol to drive to work and everything. So for the first, just as a little challenge, so for the first time I had to actually really look at how much, I ask for the receipts now, and I look what foods cost a lot, and oh my gosh, cacao nibs are really, really expensive, and they're not necessarily a health food because they have quite a bit of saturated fats in them. So I thought, right, I might buy something that I like just as much and save a bit of money. So this is a really interesting exercise. Also, the $500 or sort of $600 are what New Zealand retired people will get. So it's like an exercise to see how it is to live with very little money. I always like trying out new things. But anyway, cacao nibs, I still have some, so I might as well use them up. And they add a little chocolate flavor, just a little bit, be like a tablespoon maybe. And that's it. See, it's not even flowing out. So this is my breakfast, a thick green smoothie bowl loaded with nutrients, antioxidants, phytochemicals, phytonutrients. Phyto just means fancy word for plant. So have a go at it, see what you like, adjust it, but make sure the main part is those 2 cups of greens, and then add not too many fruits, because the greens are really the main thing that you want to get into you. Fruits are just, what is it called? the sugar that makes the medicine going down or something like that. Okay, thank you very much for watching this. Sorry it took me so long to create this video. There's always something on. And wish me luck with my challenge. $500 New Zealand is about, I think, roughly, I'm not 100% sure, but maybe about 250 American dollars. So you gotta tread very carefully. But it's a good fun challenge, and then in 2 weeks I can go splash out again. Because I'm still working, so that's all good. Okay then, take care, ka kite, bye.